Ever get a scary text message?
It depends.
You know the scary text messages?
That's the yo, I'm pregnant, John.
No, that's not a scary. That's I'm dead text message. A scary text message.
Alright.
No, a scary text message would be, I need to see you because we need to talk. And it's like, wait, what do we need to talk about? Or it's like, you don't want to ask a girl, like, what do you need to talk about? You should be like, you like, okay. And then they be like, well, it ain't nothing bad. And you be like,
right. But I mean, yeah. So I can say that I got that before because it's so misleading.
Yeah,
where
right.
you
right.
trying to dig it out to decide if you really want to.
You don't know what the fuck is he
right,
talking about.
right. Am I going to make this call or am I going over there to see Shorty?
Yeah,
or,
like we don't know what we doing.
Yeah, what are we doing? That's the question. What
I
are
know,
we doing?
right? What's going on with this message? Right? I don't know. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, I go by many names, but today, it's Lacarr Hamilton. In the battle rap world, I am Triple Beam Dream. In the business world, I'm Mr. Hamilton.
Good.
It's a lot of things. Mr. BYOB.
That's the only thing I hate.
Yeah. Comes with the territory, though, so,
Yeah.
Comes with the territory.
All right, so a couple of questions for you, man.
Torture talk. Yo, I was like you said, speaking of the scary text message, right?
You can actually push that down.
Oh, why?
It has a screen on there. I don't know why.
I mean, you want to talk about scary message? It was like, yo, I'm interviewing you on Monday, and it was like, wait, what? like, yo, go get an interview on Monday.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's.
It was scary, but a little bit.
Well, listen, you are a brilliant dude, but at the same time, for those that know you, also know that you have, a very unpredictable and dark side. So it's like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I thought the worst. Yeah. But even still, it was just like, all right, what is this nigga up to now? Like, what is this nigga about to?
You gonna walk in here?
What are you trying to pull me into?
Like, gonna walk in here, Trump sitting down.
Crazy.
What you do then, nigga?
That's you though. That's your time. For me to meet
girl.
Trump face to face,
that'd been crazy.
I'm gonna keep it real. A lot of niggas are probably, gonna feel some type of way. I don't care.
Niggas would not feel no type of way. Yo,
you
listen.
Sure?
No.
I would shake his hand. That's what I was about to say. Like,
niggas would
I
not.
would shake the man's hand.
If a nigga walked in here and Trump was sitting down, bro, niggas would sit down and be like, oh shit.
Yeah. That's gonna be my initial reaction. Like, oh shit, this nigga's in the building? Like,
Trump's in the building.
Right. I shake his hand. I had some questions for him, but that's what it's more about. Like, I really wanna, with a nigga like Trump, we gotta have that conversation to really see.
Yeah, where he at with it?
Yeah, where's you really at, my nigga? Like, are you really just trolling the troll? You troll because you know you can, or is there really like a chemical imbalance with this nigga? Like, what's up with you? I don't
know. But yo, so check this out, right? Before we get, matter of fact, I'm gonna get into the battle rap shit with you first because I got some questions for about some other stuff that I want to put people on to that you do. So
word.
All right, man. So you brought the gauntlet, man. Brought the gauntlet back.
Yes. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. As always, first and foremost, gotta say rest in peace to the originator, to the founder of the gauntlet, which is Eddie O's. Yeah. Eddie O's and I have a history as I'm proud to say that I have with a lot of people in the battle rap culture in this area. Yeah. Right? So let's be realistic about that. I ain't no super famous nigga. You know what I'm saying? Anybody outside of South Jersey probably doesn't know who I am. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But I've made certain connections with out of state people, and I'm building those bonds and all of that. But I feel the most well known here.
Yeah.
In this area. So
I can say this: the Kings of South Jersey. Me, one.
As you should.
Dre Dennis.
I can go with that.
CeeLo.
I can go with that.
Lacarr and Elijah.
I
These
like
are 5 Kings of South Jersey.
Facts.
Right there. So I think that everybody else. Well, Eddie's not here. Rio's not technically from South Jersey, so I can't say Rio and Muhammad. Snipe would be a king of South Jersey.
If Snipe wasn't such Snipe.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying I'm going off of people past things, engagements that they did, because NOC was a big thing.
Yeah.
So I would say he's a king. I would crown Snipe. Maybe not now because he doesn't. I'm saying in the battle rap world,
right?
But for us, I think that if you look at all the stuff that you did, you look at all the stuff Elijah did, stuff that Dre did, stuff that I did. I don't think that nobody in this space. I don't think there's nobody above us.
I agree, and I'm gonna give Snipe his flowers, right? I'm gonna give Snipe his flowers because if it wasn't for Snipe having the platform that he had with NOC, not to say that battle rap wouldn't have been in this area, but it would have been someone else who would have to start that movement and do it the way he did it, and he did it for quite some time. NOC was around for a good 4 or 5 consecutive years. You know what I'm saying? Event after event after event. A lot of great names came from NOC. A lot of great names blessed that platform as well. So I can't sit here and knock this man completely. I'm gonna give him his flowers. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to battle rap, music too. He's a dope rapper too. So I'm gonna say that. Yeah. I'm gonna say that.
I think that those people stand out to me. So you bringing back the gauntlet to me is a big deal because number one, it's another branch for battle rappers to branch out to do something with. So whether it's you, whether it's the Gauntlet, what you got, Sigu, Gates. Yeah. It's good to have multiple platforms because now, let's say for instance, we say, well, we can't book this dude. I don't know, homeschool. Let's send him to Lacarr. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. There isn't anybody else doing anything down here. I mean, with the history that we both know, as far as South Jersey battle rap goes, like there was the only names that I could think of, maybe 3 other battle rap leagues in this area, and one was most recent with AC Reaper trying to start a league down in AC. Yeah. Frontline had his league, of course. Yeah. And then outside of them, Block City tried to bring something, down in this area. I know I feel like I'm missing Trap House Jersey, but Trap House Jersey was something that was in the midst of construction, but it was never, in my opinion, it just never seemed like it was, fully put together. There was a lot of pieces that were still being put together. Yeah. Even while there was, an event or 2 that might have happened. How many events did Trap House Jersey have?
Had about 6.
All right. Yeah. So, salute to everybody that was involved with Trap House Jersey, Mulatto, Loud Boys, Funeral, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That had a lot of potential. Yeah. In my opinion. And niggas is gonna hate me for saying what I'm about to say, but oh well. But I personally feel like Trap House Jersey was the predecessor or the originator of the Gates. Because when you think about it, Loud Boys was just starting to pop. Yeah. Mulatto was popping at that time as well.
Yeah.
They had been given the extension, and they had been given the green light to do a trap house. You know what I mean? A trap house branch, if you want to call it that. And then the whatever personal problems happened, which unfortunately I don't have that information, and I'm kind of probably glad that I don't have that information. But trap house just never took off the way it was supposed to take off.
Yeah.
And then truthfully, not too long after that, the Gates was birthed.
I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of disagree.
Ooh.
I do, because I think CeeLo and Dre, I think they got this out the mud, man. I think they said fuck it, because I hated that name.
Gates of the Garden?
Oh my God, I hated that name, yo. I hated that name, yo. But them niggas got it out the mud. I think Dre and CeeLo came up with a plan. They used their connections very well and said, okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start a battle rap gang league. Not necessarily gang,
Right.
but like a brotherhood, I should say. So now it's like gatekeeper number 1, number 2, number 3. I don't think that Trap House Jerry. I put it to you like this: if you want to say that it catapulted Dre and them to put them on that, but Dre Dennis is one of the reasons why this area, South Jersey, period, battle rap. That dude worked his ass off to get to where he was at.
He's still
and
working.
He's still doing it.
He's still working.
It's like a second job for this guy.
Dre, how you say that shit, Dre? I'm losing weight right now. I'm losing weight right now. This nigga
so I think that he made a way without URL and they got 6 million views, bro, and they haven't even been around that long. That's nuts.
You know what I say to that too? I say absolutely salute to, like you said, the vision and them putting all of that into reality, into fruition. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And with that plan, there are sections and fragments of that, you know what I mean? That you need. Every business needs certain things. Yeah. Like once you get the product, all right, cool, you got the product, but now the question is, how do you advertise that product? How do you what's the audience and the market? I think Dre and CeeLo figured out exactly what they needed to do to push themselves to where they're at. So I salute them, and it's doing something right. Yeah, there's definitely something being done right over there because
they have a great listen, bro. If you and this is no shot to them or no disrespect to them, but if you have the cool kids at your table, people want to sit there.
Yeah, true.
Let's keep it real.
And that's true.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
So if Dre has Tay-Rock in the building and people are battle rappers, because battle rappers want to be around popular battle rappers, so they go, yo, hear my round, bro. Check me what you think about this. How you think I'll set this up? They want that opinion. Dre and them was smart for that. They used their connects, all the people that they knew, and they made key people gatekeepers. They got Saga as a gatekeeper. They got, I think Tay-Rock is a gatekeeper. Yeah. They got, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they kept themselves around people who are like, what's the name?
That's what honestly sets them apart from. I hate to use the word local because it's not just about being local, but as far as our area, like you said, those connections, pay dividends into effect where you're a league owner, I'm a league owner, I'm a previous league owner, where Dre has that ability, CeeLo has that ability to make that call and be like, oh, you want to battle such and such? You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking in the camera. I'm telling you these right now. I don't have that power. I gotta still get it out the mud, bro.
You know why? Because you're not in Hollywood, right? Their league is Hollywood. Now, no disrespect to their league. I'm saying everybody that's in their league usually is stars. That's Hollywood. So and again, it's no disrespect. And I'm not saying they're Hollywood like they're not good people. I'm saying like
you have to be echelon.
You have to be a certain person to get the key into Hollywood.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So I think that if you look at it in this area, I'll just be straight honest. In this area, SIG and your league just starting. So your league starting over again, I would say. So I'm just going to say SIG. SIG would be like a starter league for you to get on the gates.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And then from the gates, you might get on URL or you might get on RBE or whatever. It's really that simple.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people make it complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple.
No, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
I want to ask you something.
Yes.
I want to ask you this. So after we done discussed that, what do you think? What are you gonna bring different to the battle rap in South Jersey? Because what are you gonna do for the gauntlet to make you stand out? I'm imagining where your gauntlet should.
I like that. And unfortunately, I should have worn one. You're right. I should have definitely.
I got one in the room.
I wore. You know what I'm saying? I wore it to the event. I came straight from work. You know what I mean? Please don't mind
Shirt's fire, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. You know what I mean? What I envision to help make the gauntlet stand out is one of the biggest things for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Is out of state plates.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things, and it's actually in the intro of the videos that what I'm saying that are going to be coming. We have a battle out right now. Salute to Uncle Nate. Salute to my guy from Memphis, Tennessee, my man Godbody Blue. They were the first people to battle on the league as it resurfaced. You know what I'm saying? But in that intro, my way of paying homage to Eddie was a blog that Eddie did with my man Riz Burner. Shout out to Riz Burner. Where he says it straight up. I don't give a fuck what league you from. If you can rap, come fuck with our league. Like, that's what we want. We want spitters over here. Yeah. I don't give a fuck where you from. I don't give a fuck what league you claim or whatever. Yeah. Just come and rap at this league. Come show us what the fuck you can do over here. Come fuck with us over here. So I embodied that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly, as a battle rap fan, as a person of this area, that's exactly what I want. So,
okay, I get what you're saying.
Kind of being a league owner and a fanboy at the same time, that's what I'm pushing for. I want spitters. You know what I'm saying? You want out of town spitters to come to South Jersey. Yes.
Okay.
So
that's where you stand apart.
Absolutely. I mean, more than anything, I want to. It's a mutual thing, right? It's a mutual scale. So, on one half of the scale, you have your South Jersey artists that deserve to be recognized a little better and a little more. The Gates are doing phenomenal. SIGU's doing phenomenal. North Jersey, like CGBL. They, you know what I'm saying? They have their picks. But there's still cats down here that haven't reached a light. So it's like, all right, I want to highlight the talent that you may not know about, and at the same time, I don't want the people that do live in this area to keep feeling like they have to battle the same people over and over again.
All right, so I listen. I'm gonna put it to you like this. That's a great path to take, because number one, if you're looking for talent that, let's say for instance how you said there's the talent is overlooked out here, and if there's talent overlooked in other places, that's actually a good model, man. The only thing I would say that, well, I don't know how how you do it, but the only thing I would have an issue with that thing is how would they get here? Right. That's the only issue that I would have.
And I like that you said that. That's a great point. The biggest thing, right? And I try to study as much of the game as possible. Right? So being in this game as long as we have been, you know that And I don't want to tap kind of back into what Elijah was saying in his episode, but it's relevant. A lot of the things that Elijah was saying was relevant, right? You know, battle rappers feel like it's a money grab, so we gonna call this shit what it is, right?
Some of them do.
A lot of people get into this part of the culture thinking that this shit is a money grab, where it's like, oh, why? Oh, this nigga is starting a league. You know what? I'm gonna go get a couple dollars out of him, and I'm gonna go all the new leagues. Let's tell these niggas that all these new leagues are starting up. Yo, we want such and such amount of money, and we could beat these niggas. We can steal the deposit. We can no show, and we good. So, you know, that's a part of the game. We understand that, but there has to be a way where you can combat that. You got to be able to fight that shit, right? So what I do, especially for out of town opponents and out of town cats, I make them sign legal documents, bro. Okay. They sign contracts. I got a URL looking contract that all out of state opponents, especially if you are receiving a deposit. If this is a free type of venture, a free battle, you giving me a shot, I appreciate it, cool. The minute that I'm investing my money into something, I'm not playing the tough guy street shit with y'all niggas. I'm letting y'all niggas know that now. Right? So all of that super tough guy, you're that nigga gonna give me my money back and all of that. Yo, listen, they got a thing called corporate thugging. Right? I'm corporate thugging. I'm letting you niggas know. And for the niggas that don't care, you know what I'm saying? It's cool because I'm at a level in my life too where certain things are important to me. They might not be important to you, but they're important to me, like my credit, judgments, having liens on your shit. If you one of them bum ass niggas that's still putting your shit in your girl's name or your kid's name or your dead grandma's name, then it's not gonna apply to a nigga like you, where a nigga now is filing for court because you beat a nigga for $300.
Right, come on, man.
You're not showing up to court for $300. You know, it's not gonna apply to you niggas.
They put a $500 bitch warrant on you. So
right.
$500 now. You know
what I'm saying? And that puzzles my mind. That shit fucks with me because you will be the same niggas. These are the same niggas that talk about the Balenciagas that they bought, the vacations that they going on. But you don't want to show up to court for $300? Man, are you fucking serious?
You know what time it is. So I got a serious question for you.
Sure.
I want you to answer as honest as possible because I always wanted to ask you this because I think it was on my mind. So I want to ask you this because I just want to just ask you because I just want to see what you say. You know what I'm saying? And I want to see how you know. I just want to get the truth. Well, I ain't gonna say the truth, but I want to get what you say. So you was working. Well, we was all working together. I should say.
Correct.
When you brought the gauntlet, and this is just nobody told me to ask you this. It's just me. How come you just didn't stay with Sig U and use the gauntlet as your own league, but under Sig U until you got to where you wanted, and then branched out?
That's a great question. That's a really, really good question.
Because it ain't like we was stopping you.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. And to answer that question, this was, in essence, like you just said, branching out. Yeah. This is the actual separation.
Oh, okay.
Right. So this was the separation where, we're still cool. We're still family. We still understand and we respect each other. But this is my official departure. I'm parting ways. Right? So, and what led to this decision, to be completely honest, there was a few things that happened throughout the course of the Sig U run for me that they just started adding up. And the shit was just like, you know what? Maybe this is not the right place for me to be. Maybe, it's obvious that I have love and respect for Elijah and for Reese and for Funeral, but this is now I'm starting to feel like this is pushing on those friendship limits. Okay. So it's kind of like it was to a point where it's like, yo, you know how you with your homie and you ready to fight this nigga, and it's like, yo, I really don't want to fight this nigga because if I do, I know that this friendship is really over, right? Like, and some niggas can talk that brother shit, like, yo, we just want to scrap it out like brothers and be brothers later. That shit doesn't always go like that.
Nah, I don't.
Right.
I don't.
So it's like now, as a realistic, mature man, I'm questioning what's more important to me now. Is the friendship and the bonds that I built with these two men, along with all the relationships that I built, is that more important, or am I just going to continue to do the tit for tat, troll, go back and forth, which potentially will lead to that, some extra shit that nobody really wants? Yeah. And it was just like, nah, that shit ain't really worth it. Like, you know what I'm saying? A street nigga's going to drag it out. A street nigga's going to take the tit for tat route and what's up, pussy? We can fight, pussy. A street nigga's going to do all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a retired street niggas for any of y'all that don't know, don't believe. I'm done with the streets. I still love the streets, but at the end of the day, like.
So you basically wanted to be your own entity. And not to say that, like, sarcastically, I'm saying, like, you just say, you know what? I'll put it to you like this. I respect. Either way you would have went with me, you know you was good. Facts. So if you said, and I'm speaking for Elijah on this too. If you said, yo, I want you to help me get myself off the ground. I'm 100 with you. You seen I was at the event.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I came with the shirt on. It's no big deal to me.
Facts.
I was even at the event in Rochester with the shirt on.
Salute.
So it's always gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that there was nothing that happened that couldn't have got passed.
I don't know about that. Now I gotta disagree with that, right? So I gotta disagree with that. All right, so I
mean, we don't have to. It don't have to.
We're not going into crazy details.
I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean.
Here's how I feel about that though. Like, for me to come back, and be like, yo, blah blah blah, yo, I mean, yada yada yada. To me, that felt like
beneath. You was beneath people.
I ain't even gonna say it's beneath. It's just more like, all right, if we in school, and the teacher got the ruler, and the teacher tell you, yo, don't move. You move, she smacked that ass with that ruler, right? And you like, yo, I'm sick of this bitch. Like, why the fuck? Now you gotta raise your hand.
That's what I'm saying.
To get acknowledged, knowing she's gonna smack your fucking hand again. It's like,
I get to. So that's what I'm trying to say to you, and I understand that. I'm saying to you, see, here's the thing, right? Sometimes you gotta command your respect, and I think you buying the gauntlet is commanding your respect.
Thank you. A lot of like you said, the streets, and trust me, please, let me make something clear too, right? Like, I talked to a few people before I made this decision. This was not an emotional, like, fuck them niggas, I'm gonna go start my own shit.
I didn't take it like that. I didn't take it like that.
I'm glad you didn't, because that wasn't the motive. That wasn't the whole, like, fuck them niggas, I'm gonna go do this. It was more like, okay, we're having some disagreements. That's fine. At the same time, too, I have some ideas that may not make it to the surface over here. So maybe it is better for me to just try it on. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, Lacarr, you are alpha male. I'm an alpha male. Elijah's alpha male. If I decided to leave SIGU and start my own league, it'd be the same. It'd be the same thing. Here's the thing with you, right? And I always felt like this about you. You were a leader. And no disrespect to Elijah, but I used to talk to Elijah about it. Some things you can't expect people to do if they're a leader. Like, you were a leader. You're not one of those people that is just gonna take directions. you were one of the people that want to provide directions.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Fact.
And I feel the same way about Elijah. He's one of those people that want to provide directions. I think that the difference between, well, I'm gonna say the difference between me and Elijah right now is we know our part. So I'm the editor and all that shit. He's the booker. You know, I don't interfere. You don't interfere. See, you the type of person that you could be both. You know what I'm saying? You could do both, but you have ideas that's more on the lines of Elijah's ideas. So that's why I kind of like, I would say y'all
right. We didn't. It wasn't Clash of the Titans, but there was one of the craziest things, right? Yeah. One of the craziest things that I used to tell the people, and Rio, I wish you was watching, because Rio would definitely confirm this shit. Like when you came aboard, and it became a 3-man vote, right? And when I would pitch something, and you would respectfully give your opinion and be like, I'm not really feeling that, but if you want to do it, we could do it. Yeah. And then
because I always feel like people need even if I don't like it, you like it,
right? So
if I don't like it, I'm not gonna just shoot the idea down, because listen, I'll put it to you like this: when we did Torture Chamber, right? The first ever Torture Chamber. Remember what I said to you? I said I want it to be this way, and you said, nah, I want it to be like the Quiet Room, right? And I said, I kind of got mad at you, because I said,
yeah, you did.
I don't want it to be like the Quiet Room. I want this to be our whole thing.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And because you started the Torture Chamber. That's just the bottom line. Like, you birthed it. The color red came in later, but you started that. And the point I'm bringing up is the fact that I tried to shoot that idea down. I ain't gonna say I tried to shoot it down. I didn't like it, but we still did it, and look, it was successful. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes, even with Sig Dark, right? Sig Dark the same way. Like when I pitched it to you, you didn't really know. Like Elijah was like, well, I don't get it, and I'm like, well, okay, so this is how it's gonna go. He's like, well, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I think that when you said what you just said, that's real important. That even if I don't like an idea, or if you don't like an idea, sometimes it's good to just roll with it to see how it is.
But to keep it a bean, I appreciate you saying all that, and that is legitimate. Yeah. But it wasn't you. It wasn't you, right? Yeah. So everything that you just said is absolutely legit. Where things would fall not in my favor would be with Lige. Lige was that determining factor of that vote. So back to what I was saying about Rio. I would see Rio, and Rio would be like, yo, what's up, Aki? Like, what's up? Yo, what's this and this and that? Yeah. And I'd be like, yeah, that's not happening. Damn, bro, what happened? This and that. My favorite line at the time, especially because this was during like when Block City Jersey was trying to pop, I was running around with the hashtag like, yo, I got outvoted. Hashtag, I got outvoted.
This, yo.
Word up.
I don't even pay attention. I didn't do this.
Word up. That was my hashtag for a little bit.
Hey, yo.
I tried to spin it as much as I could. And niggas would tell you, like, niggas would come up to me and be like, yo, bro, what's up with this and that matchup? And then be like, yo, I tried. Yeah. I got outvoted, bro. They're not booking that. And they be like, fuck you mean? Nigga, you the owner. And this and that, this and that. It's like, bro, it's not just me anymore. Yeah. There's 3 of us now. And it's Elijah and Reese. And I got outvoted, bro. Like, it was a 2-1 vote. I lost. Like,
that's why I was always thinking that it should have always been, when it came down to booking, that's why I said when we first linked up at, who was that, Fridays?
Yeah.
No, was it Fridays?
No, Applebee's. We went to Applebee's.
3 niggas at Applebee's. You know what I mean? We was at Applebee's, and we linked up, and I said, even though it hasn't really came to fruition, but I said, I want to be able to still book at least 2 matches for, and it became a compromise. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. I think with you, to me, again, I'm gonna say this again. I think with you and Elijah kind of bump heads was y'all both played the same role, and with it being step your ink game up and not BYOB, I think that where is the determining factor in Elijah's head. Like, I'm the owner.
I can
the
agree.
Sole owner, but here's the thing: when you are a corporation, it's different.
Right.
This is no sole owner. I'm not gonna say that
No, we don't know that that's how he was thinking. But I can agree with you because that's where I was at on the other side of that. I'm saying to myself, like, nigga, you're not the only one investing money into this shit. Like, I'm paying for battles too. I'm paying for marketing. Like, we're all investing pieces into this business. So therefore, nigga, you can't be the only one that makes all the fucking matchups. Yeah. And something else that most people don't know or didn't know about me. Yeah. This was like a second degree burn for me. Yeah. Because I used to do this same shit with Snipe. Yeah. I would come to Snipe with NOC matches like, bro, I think this will be this and that and this and that. And Snipe used to do the same exact thing. Yeah. And even worse. I'm not even gonna put Lodge in that category with Snipe. Yeah. Snipe was worse. Snipe would be like, nah, I don't like that. That doesn't make sense. That's not a good matchup. Yo, I'm the dude that does the booking over here. I'm the matchup guy. Yeah. Nah, yo. And it'd be like, Snipe, be open-minded, bro. Just try one of the matchups. See how it feels. Nah, bro, they're going to kill me if I don't book this and that. And you know how you get so automatically it's something stupid and violent. Right. If I don't book such and such, they're gonna beat me up, or they're gonna do some that. Yo, they're never coming back to NOC. And I can't.
I fucks with Snipe, but he did go to the extreme.
It's not me. His number one favorite line. This was part of my departure from NOC. Aside from the other shit that me and Snipe were going through, Snipe's hashtag was, "It's not me, it's the investors." Yo, I can't book that matchup, bro. It's not me, it's the investors. This is what the investors want. And it's like, bitch, I am an investor.
I'm an investor too.
Right. So the fuck you mean? It's not you, it's the investor. Bitch, it's me, it's you, it's Microwave, it's such and such. We are the investors, nigga.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Fuck you mean? I want this matchup on this card. Dream, Lacarr, I can't do it. If that happens, Reese is gonna be so upset, or Mike Wave is gonna be so upset if they see that matchup on the card. And it was like, nigga, you know what, nigga, you got it. Yeah. So then when shit really started going wrong, and now you calling me like, bro, I need you to talk to such and such. Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. Nah. Oh, you owe such and such money and this and that. You need me to talk them off the ledge from fucking you up. Nah, nigga.
That's kind of what happened with LOS. How LOS came about was
because LOS was before Trap House Jersey, exactly.
No. It was after Trap. It was during Trap House Jersey.
Okay.
So this is how it happened with LOS. So it was actually in LOS NOC. So Muhammad. Okay. And what's the name? Was saying that Muhammad and Rio, they had no holds barred, but they was in control of NOC. Let's just keep it real. Like they basically was what's the name was giving them money. Yeah. Now I don't know if they was extorting them or not. I'm not gonna go at that.
I'm not gonna go that far. I'm gonna just say that I've conducted business meetings with Muhammad and Rio, and it's like you said, it was supposed to be a joint merger, and you know what happened after that happened, right.
So what happened was when I got involved, I said to Muhammad, I said, well, how much money does he owe you? And he said, well, he owed me $300. I said, well, listen, we're going to do our first event, and I'm going to do an event with him, and he's going to pay you your money. And after that, that's it. So he said, all right, cool, my brother, cool. Straight like that. Now, I'm going to put you like this. Snipe had the money. I don't know if he paid them. I didn't check. But he had the money because we made the money the first time. He had the money. He got his cut. He was supposed to pay his way out. Now, I don't know if he did or not. Bruh. I don't know.
He didn't. I'm telling you,
I don't know. I'm
that nigga still owes motherfucking
but
he owes pay-per-view money right now.
Here's the problem with that whole thing, him owing money. When I asked, because I thought he just owed them money for something. Then I realized that Snipe owed them money because they invested in an event that didn't do well. Right. So I said to Rio and Muhammad, I had both of them on the phone. I said, well, how are you going to be saying that he owe you money when you invest into something? That's like me investing in the stock market and it crashes. I can't go to them white men and be like, listen, I need my money back. That's not how it goes. And that's why I said to them, I said, and I think, oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I left a part out. He did say that, and then that's when I said, I think he paid them half the money.
Right.
Right.
But so, that's where he fucked up at too.
But all of us had money invested.
Yes.
And I didn't feel like I owed money, but
he knew whose mentality played where. So somebody like you, like you're saying right now, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
Somebody like you is now saying, all right, this is a bad investment. You know what? I'm done with you, Snipe. I'm leaving this alone. The street niggas that he was trying to get involved with didn't understand that concept of just accepting the loss.
Well,
and they applied that pressure to that nigga like, yo, you owe me.
This is what happened, and this is the reason why he owed everybody money. Because see, I didn't understand it at first. What the conversation was the conversation was, oh, you know how it is when you do play the stock market, it crash, whatever. That was the conversation. So Rio said to me, well, everything changes when you have somebody letting people in for free or less money. And that's when I understood why they said that he owed them money. Because, what's the bull name? The white bull used to manage Shotgun Suge from Philly. Pat.
Yeah. Armor Star Pat.
Yeah. Pat was letting people in for free. And he was giving people half at the door. It's like, instead of it being $40,
full price, right? Now you got niggas.
You just pay $10.
Well, the biggest thing that I took away from that too was that, and I don't know if Snipe heard this from somebody else and decided to run with it, but it was like they were banking. They were banking on that pay-per-view to do well because of the early connection with King of the Dot. So the fact that they had linked with Bishop Brigante and Snipes thinking, all right, we're getting ready to really rock with KOTD. Now you're pushing that shit. You pushing it. Oh, KOTD's they're sponsoring the event and they got our backs and this and that, and wait till the pay-per-view drop and everybody's gonna be buying the pay-per-view, which is credit to him and credit to King of the Dot at that time, because nobody was doing pay-per-view battles back then.
Nah, they wasn't.
It was something that was very, very early and tested, or it was never tested. That was somebody like Snipe and NOC. That was one of the first live events that was being tested to see if it could be successful. But when no one bought in, that left him high and dry. And then, as usual, Snipe the Matador. This nigga got the cape out already, snapping. Olay. Oh, it's not me. It's the pay-per-views didn't do so well. It's the investors. I know I owe you money, but I need to pay my investors back first. And it was the venue. Like, this nigga Matrix dodged a lot of bullets. Yeah. And it got to a point where niggas just randomly and automatically knew, like, yo, if I chip this nigga up, man, I don't get no points for this. Like, I don't get no points for beating this nigga up, man. But I gave this nigga $200. This nigga gashed me. Yeah. This was going to be the greatest event in Jersey history. Yeah. Yo, this is going to be the greatest event. We got Streets and Shotgun Suge. We got this one. And
it was a really good card.
It was.
I'm going to put it like this. It was probably one of the best cards ever in South Jersey.
I give him that.
But the problem
is, the marketing and the promotion was terrible.
The thing,
and he did terrible business.
Here's the thing. People got to understand. People ain't trying to pay money for nothing.
Facts.
Especially if they don't know what's going on. Like
facts.
Like you have to literally, like, if he really wanted to sell that Drake in the building or some shit, like,
facts,
then you know it's gonna sell it. Because the thing is, a lot of people, battle rappers don't want to spend money. They don't want to do that. They want to get him free. Like,
that's that celebrity status, and it's the problem with it too, right? Without being able to really identify how things happen, right? Yeah. Snipe did when NOC was created. NOC was created because he had a couple homies that could rap. He wanted to see him battle, blah blah blah. when he decided to make it a platform, it became a platform because of someone else's model. Yeah. Because of Smack White and URL's model and King of the Dots model, where they're selling out Webster Hall. Yeah. You know, for niggas that don't know, Webster Hall holds 1,000 people. Yeah. Right? And when you got let's not even say the whole 1,000. Yeah. When you got 700, 600 people in the building that are willing to pay $80 to $100. Yeah. Snipe and his crew, Snipe, J-Dot. How many of them niggas drove up to New York to go to a Smack event themselves? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in that moment and you're experiencing that for yourself, and you become addicted to that shit, like, damn, this shit is crazy. There's niggas everywhere. 700 people in this bitch. Yeah. The battles is getting ready to be crazy. Y'all wonder if we could do this. Instantly, light bulb, bing. Yeah. Y'all wonder if we could do this down South Jersey. Yeah. Yo, we could do this down South Jersey. Maybe not as big as Smack. We don't need 1,000 people. But we could do 200. Yeah, 200. We could do 300 people. And then you don't have no other blueprint on how to actually make that happen. Yeah. So you just start the shit like, fuck it. Everybody's gonna rap, and they're gonna bring their people, and their people are gonna bring their people, and and then when they don't,
that's where you lose.
And now it's just your rapper and his girl, or your rapper and his man, and like you said, now the rapper wants to get paid, and he wants his man in for free, and he wants this, and now it's all this extra shit like, yo, this ain't what happened to Smack. This ain't going on up there. Yeah. Yes, it is, nigga. You just don't see it.
People gotta understand. It's about the respect level, and I think that when you're doing something on that level, see, Smack is respected. He's respected.
Facts.
I mean, his brand is respected.
Facts.
I should say he's respected too, but his brand is respected, and he's a recognizable figure. Like, it's not like this name, but he has a brand. And I think that a lot of people got to understand you have to build your brand. And Snipe did that to a certain extent. But see, my problem is, and I kind of want to get off of him, but my problem with Snipe is that he kind of went into panic mode over everything.
He did.
And it's like,
he did. Really, well, I mean, for the street niggas that did ever come and bless the stage in NOC, like, I'm sure that they will openly admit that same shit. When they saw Snipe, they saw a white boy in hip hop, and they thought, all right, this is a lick right here. This is a money grab. Like, this nigga want me to battle. All right, I'm gonna show niggas what I can do over here. I'm gonna battle a couple niggas, and then I'm gonna start charging this nigga. Like, yo, I can. My last thing about this guy, right? My last thing. Niggas like, perfect example. Niggas like Stampede, right? Yeah. Shout out Realistic. You know what I'm saying? Realistic was one of the greatest, in my opinion, one of the best, like, jailhouse, in the yard type battle rappers. Realistic was that nigga, right? He was a part of Big Philly the whole night. One of the first times that I met Stampede, bro. Stampede came, same energy that he has to this day. Yeah. He was a lot younger. He was a little wilder. A little more, quick to fly off the handle. Same energy. But Snipe used to be excited, like, yeah, man, y'all just went and got Stampede. Do you even know who this guy is? And it's like, yeah, I heard the name, like, wow, what's up? Like, yo, to get this guy, all I had to pay him was such and such, and a fifth of this, and I had to give him this, and an eighth of weed, and this and that. And it was like, yo, nigga, you just named a laundry list of shit.
Yes, you have to do all that.
To book Stampede, bro.
Yeah.
And, well, Stampede does this and that, and this and that. And it's like, nigga, yo, you notice the nigga that punched Jay Bird in the face. And it's like, bro.
I hate niggas do that.
Right. Exactly. So it's like Snipe. So is that the real reason why Stampede can come here and be like, yo, nigga, I want this, that. Because you're concerned about that or what? Yeah. Nah, man, me and Stamp are good. We're cool. That's my boy. That's my boy. That was Snipe everything. Nah, that's my boy. And niggas would be looking like, I don't fuck with you, nigga. Yeah. Come on, man. You supposed to be my boy. Like, yo, this nigga was paying niggas in liquor, weed, yo.
So trying to get them views up, man.
Yo, crazy.
So I don't know, man.
Crazy.
But I don't know, man. Like I said, he did birth a lot of people. I will give him.
I give him that too. I give him that too, man.
Anyways, let me ask you this, bro.
Yes.
And this is a little. I guess this is something different. So you're in the real estate.
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
I want you to explain to people how you can get a home and what do you need. What your credit score got to be? How much money you need down? Do you need any money down? You know, just whatever a person needs.
Fantastic question, right? So, it's 2021.
Yeah.
We survived the pandemic. Prices have slowly are, settling back down to normal because during the pandemic, prices for houses were astronomical. I mean, people were paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 over the asking price because the rumor was that there's no inventory, right? There's no houses being sold. Yeah. There's no houses that are available for sale. Everybody's just enjoying living in a house.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know about that. There's a lot of foreclosures. There's a lot of, so, they created this exciting thing about the inventory being low, which made people panic and people started, doing what they had to do to buy a house. Now that has settled, the dust has settled, a lot of the things have gone back to normal. So we are experiencing normalcy in a sense of, to answer your question was a layered question, right?
Yeah.
So, can anybody buy a house? Question one, yes. Number one, you have to be at least 18 years old to be able to get some type of financing to buy a house, unless you're just buying a house in cash, right? But you have to be at least 18 years old to get some type of financing to buy a house. Do you need money down? That is a yes and no question, right? Or there's a yes and no answer to that, right? So let's deal with the yeses. In certain cases, yes, you do need money as a down payment and a sign of commitment to this house.
So who you get the money from?
My company is actually a direct lender. So that it's we're the mortgage financing company as well as the mortgage servicer. So that means not only are we the ones lending you the money to make this opportunity happen for you, we're also the ones collecting the money back from you as well. So we're the people you pay, right? So there's ways that you can buy a house with no money down. The two ways for sure to buy a house with no money down is to either A, get a USDA loan or a farmer's loan or an agricultural loan. And to do that, you have to find land and a house in an area that's eligible for farming and for agricultural services.
So that's like somewhere like Violent.
Yes, absolutely. Believe it or not, there's some spaces in the Sicklerville area too where you might be able to pull that off. But the first answer was a great answer, right? That's Violent, right? With a USDA loan or a farmer's loan, there's no money required to be put down on that. We will do 100% financing on that. The other no money down is through a VA loan. If you're a veteran, we're going to tell you thank you for your service, and through the Veterans Association, through the Veterans Affairs and Veterans Association, there is money that's already set aside for veterans, which is called the COE, or a Certificate of Eligibility. They already, strategically planned that. They knew at some point somebody was going to want to buy a house or want to settle down and retire. So your funds as a veteran, come from the VA, where that money is now not coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
It's coming from the service that you put in through the VA. So that's another way.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
When you get 100% finance through your company, let's say agricultural loan or whatever, you get 100% finance. What would be? Well, I know everybody's interest rate will be different.
Right.
What's the ideal interest rate if you get 100% finance?
All right. So here's where we start to get into like the Rubik's Cube, right?
Yeah.
This is where things get a little intricate, right?
Yeah.
Complicated. Interest rates and programs are based on 4 main factors, right? One is the credit score, right? Now that we are slowly going back to regular normals, you can have any credit score. However, let's make sure that we're clear.
Yeah. Let's
make sure we're clear. You can have any credit score. However, from the lowest score, which is 0, 100, 200, 300, right, up to 579 points. Because a perfect credit score, for those that don't know, is 850. So somebody that has an 850 credit score, that means you pay all your bills on time. You don't have anything negative when you're pristine.
Yeah.
You're pristine with accounts. I ain't gonna say you may not be super good with money, but you're very, very good at your payment history, paying bills on time. Yeah. You're good with accounts, right?
Yeah.
So a perfect credit score is 850. A 579 score will get you a house with a mandatory required 10% down. So if you have a 400, but you have enough money in cash to replace that, it can supplement your credit. Correct.
So before you even go any further,
right?
So you can get someone to give you that money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. Another way to have that happen is what's called gift funds. A family member, now by my company's regulations and mostly by Fannie Mae and government regulations, anyone can gift you or give you money towards this transaction, but they normally require it to be an immediate family member. Yeah. Mother, father, brother, sister, grandmother, grandfather, granddaughter, grandson. Distance cousins are kind of, once we get into like the third cousin removed type shit, now we're stretching a little bit. But anybody that's in that immediate circle, right? Grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, mom, dad, brother, sister. There's a way that they can give you money from their bank account to your bank account to be used for that purchase, right? Once you reach the 580 score on your credit, that mandatory requirement goes from 10% to 3.5%. So in layman's terms, let's deal with $100,000. You find a house for $100,000, you're ready to buy, you got a 579. You can still buy the house provided that your requirements are covered. We're sticking with credit right now. That 579 is going to mandate you have to put at least 10% down. So you're going to need at least $10,000 down before any other fees come into play to buy that $100,000 house. But if your score changes from 579 to 580, that down payment just went from $10,000 to $3,500. Yeah. So it went from 10% down to 3.5% down. So that's they're encouraging you to have a better and a higher credit score. The higher the score, usually the less money that's required to be put down, and the lower the interest rate. Usually works as well.
So if you go from 579 to let's say you go from 579, so if you 620,
that's the standard, by the way. Standard credit score is truly 620 for a regular bank. If you were to go into Bank of America, you were going to TD Bank. Most of the regular banks are not even going to think about giving you a mortgage unless you have a 620 credit score. But keep going.
So 620, you still are under the threshold of 3%.
Correct.
So even if you go to 720, you still 3%.
Correct.
So 3% is all the way up.
That goes all the way up to that perfect right.
Yeah, okay.
That goes the
so
only.
you're always going to pay 3%.
Correct.
Okay.
The only way you're not going to pay that 3%, like we just said, is if someone gives you the money.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be giving the 3%. Yeah. The only way that there's absolute 100% financing is like we said, VA or USDA, right? And even then, keep in mind when we mean financing, there's still third-party fees that are required to be paid as well. So you're not being required to put any money down on the house, but you may still have to pay the closing fees or the closing cost. So that sometimes that can be wrapped into the loan as well.
You can get people you can request that they pay for that, right?
Absolutely. The biggest way that you can get, if you're buying a house, it's called what's called a seller's assist or a seller's concession, where you can have it documented that the seller is going to take some of the profit that they receive from selling you the house, and they're going to go back and give some of that money back to make sure that your fees are covered, so that way you can get into the house.
There's $100,000 and you owe, and you said, well,
standard closing cost on $100,000 is usually about the same as the minimum down payment. So it's usually about 3.5%. So, that's usually closing costs or closing fees are usually about $3,500 on a $100,000 house. So the seller can the seller can turn around and give that $3,500 back and say, okay, I want to see Mr. Such and Such get into this house. I'm covering the cost. So it happens all the time.
But there is another way, right? I guess, you the expert.
Well,
I'm just asking. So
with this,
as far as now, you said something about the family member,
right?
What about grants?
They do have a couple of grants.
So you do have people, or what about
FHA? FHA is another government regulated department for real estate, where you have conventional. Conventional is your BOA, your TD Bank, VA. We just said that's the Veterans Affairs. USDA, which is United States Department of Agriculture. FHA, which is Fair Housing Administration, right? So that's for the low to moderate income families, people that don't have the super high credit scores. They don't have the super high salaries. FHA comes into play. FHA, their minimum is that 3.5%. That's what we were talking about with the 580 credit score. So 579, you automatically have to pay 10% through FHA. If you get a 580 credit score, FHA will drop it down to 3.5% for you. They will also allow the seller to chip in still as well. They will let the seller give up to 6% of whatever you're trying to buy. So if we're keeping the numbers regular again, $100,000 house, standard would be $100,000 house. A person is going FHA with a 580 credit score. They would be required to put $3,500 down in good faith as a commitment. Then they're also going to pay another $3,500 in fees to make all of this legal and legit and be publicly recorded as your new house. The seller of the house can do 6% max of that $100,000, so they can do $6,000. So when we add $3,500 and $3,500, that's $7,000 together. The seller's giving $6,000 back. Now you, the buyer, are only required to bring $1,000 to the table.
So as far as the I've been doing a lot of reading about this stuff.
Yeah.
So
there's some grants. You were talking about grants.
So now, right? You know, these people have been laid off, whatever. So you had the forbearance protecting people.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's up next month. FHA comes in. How does that affect people? FHA coming in and basically paying these loans, not paying them off, but paying with the money that these people owe.
Well, a forbearance is a Band-Aid, right?
Yeah.
They're giving you consideration to say, okay, we know you had a tough time. Mm-hmm. You know, this pandemic may have crippled you a little bit. You ran through your savings. We're going to allow you to stay in the property without starting foreclosure proceedings, mm-hmm. right? Official foreclosure proceedings, because being honest, a forbearance is truly the start of a foreclosure, whether people understand that, recognize it or not. Mm-hmm. But they're giving you this grace period to say, all right, you can't make your payment this month? Okay, we're going to let you slide. What we're going to do is we're not forgiving this payment. Yeah. We're not going to ignore it or erase it and act like you paid it. Yeah. We're going to take that shit and we're going to move it to the back, to the back and to the bottom line. Yeah. So you still owe us the money. We're just not collecting it from you right now. Yeah. So they were allowing people to do that for 2 and 3 months. Mm-hmm. And then when they felt like they were ready to come out of this forbearance program, where a lot of lenders were tricking people and unfortunately scaring the life out of people, was the lenders were requesting all of the money be paid back.
That's true.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So I go into forbearance for 3 months. I'm paying $1,000 a month. Now I'm ready to come out of my forbearance. Like, all right, I'm back. I'm ready, TD Bank. TD Bank goes, okay.
We need all the money.
We need the $3,000 that we let you slide on for the last 3 months. Oh, by the way, and we need this month's mortgage too.
Yeah.
So we need $4,000 from you, bruh.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, whoa, wait. Like, y'all told me I was good for those other months. No, you were good in the moment.
Yeah.
But now that you're back and you're right again, we want all of ours.
All the money.
We want all of mine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want all of mine. And that's where a lot of people got confused, or maybe they tried to play it a certain way too, where they felt like the forbearance was a forgiveness type of program, and it really wasn't. It was a okay, we're gonna slide this to the back, and we're gonna let you live for a month, get yourself together. But you still owe when it's all said and done. When you get right, don't forget about me. Don't forget you owe me the whole amount. We're not discounting nothing. We're not shaving nothing off. You know what I'm saying?
Pushing it, we just looping it around.
Yeah, we just moving it.
They did that with cars. They did that with car payments.
So,
miss a car payment.
Yeah, and that led to shit like cash for clunkers and
you
know what I mean?
So basically, to get in the home, it's a couple of different ways you can get in the home.
Yes.
You can either buy a home, you can either have a 580 credit score with 3% down, a 570 credit score, a 579 credit score, 10% down.
Yes.
You know, or you can get grants and loans, or you get this. It's a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, what we call it ICE or ICEA, right? ICEA is an acronym for me, which I use, which is ICEA, right? Mm-hmm. Income. You have to show that you're working and that you can afford to pay this payment, whatever it is.
So is it possible that someone can get a house on unemployment?
No.
Okay.
Not. Yes, I'm gonna say once again. I'm gonna say yes and no. Yes and no. Right, but most of the time, 85 to 90 to 95% of the time, it's going to be no. Because if you're on unemployment, even though you might be receiving a giant unemployment amount, it's gonna run out. It's gonna stop.
Yeah.
Right? The whole point of unemployment is to keep you afloat while you're looking for a job. You hear that, niggas? Y'all hear that, right?
Yeah.
It's not to sign up and just chill and run it up every month. That's supposed to help keep you afloat until you find your next place of employment.
So your acronym, you saying?
Income. Yeah. With income, you need to be able to show and prove that you receive money from an employer. You can be self-employed as well. There's a hook with that. The mandatory requirement for any employment, whether it's self-employment or if you work for someone else, they want to see 2 years of consistency. So you need to be at your employer for a minimum of 2 years, or you need to be at least in the same industry for 2 years. Doctors and nurses switch hospitals all the time.
Yeah, I get you.
So you may not be in the same hospital for 2 years, but if you have consistent work history of, all right, I was with Kennedy in Stratford for a year, and then I switched and went to Kennedy in Washington Township for a year with no unemployment gap, that still counts as a 2-year history, right? So we need a 2-year work history and proof of your income, pay stubs, W-2s, and tax returns. You need to be able to show that you paid your taxes, and that's for self-employed borrowers too. You still got to pay your taxes as well. That mattress money shit don't fly. You got to be able to show the money. So we need proof of income and proof that you paid your taxes. That covers your income. C is your credit. We talked about the credit score. That's needed. From 500 to 579 is this much. Anything over 579, it gets better. The E is employment, like we were just talking about with the employer. It's we have income, we got credit, we have the down payment or your E is endowment, right? So that's how much you plan on putting on down as a down payment, right? So that goes back to that same credit score thing too. If you're under a certain score, it's mandatory that you have to put this much down. Once you start changing credit, ranges, credit tiers, your requirement changes, right? And the last is assets, right? So assets are not what everybody thinks assets are. So when you hear the word assets, the average person thinks Van Gogh paintings or jewelry no. An asset is literally a bank account. So when we want to verify your assets, we want to know how much money you have saved up, or what do you actually have saved up. Do you have something of value? Can it be a painting? Sure. Can it be a car? Sure. But the most recognizable asset is a bank account or a retirement account, right? So that A, once again, that A stands for asset, but it also stands for account. Account. Do you have a retirement account? Do you have a savings account? Do you have a checking account? How much money are in those accounts that can be used to secure this new property that you're trying to buy? So we go through those 3 or 4 things. We check the income, we check the credit, we check the assets, we check the down payment, and then we're able to mush all of that together and say, okay, Mr. Smith, based on your profile, you have been working at ABC Company for the last 10 years. Your W-2s and your tax returns show that you make $80,000 a year. You've made that over the last 2 or 3 years, which was a raise. You got a raise, you know, back in 2015, and your income's been consistently going up.
Yeah.
Your bank accounts and your assets show that you have $10,000, $15,000 in the bank. You got a 401k account. You have a retirement account. Based on all of that information, you can buy a house with, you know, what do we say the credit score was? The credit score was, let's say, 650. You have a 650 credit. You have your income. You have your assets. Based on that, you can now buy a house with only 3% down. Yeah. And your max limit, your max amount, because what a big thing that we have to factor into when we're calculating these payments is not just the money that we're lending you, right? So it's not just $100,000 for the house. You still also have to pay property taxes on the house now to the township, and you got to pay homeowners insurance because that's the right thing to do. You don't want to not have insurance on your house. Anything can happen. Accidents, robberies, break-ins, act of God, all of that. That's another form of coverage to protect you, right? And it's mandated as well. No mortgage company, no lender is going to lend anyone money if they don't have insurance on their property.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So that's absolutely mandated. There's certain types of insurance. Some may require, you know, if you live in a water-based area, you live down the shore, they may require that you have flood insurance. Yeah. If you got a shore house, obviously you're surrounded by water. Yeah, they're going to want you to have that specific protection. Yeah. Right? But just the general coverage of insurance on your house is absolutely mandatory. Right? So those things have to be factored into that monthly payment now. Yeah. Not just the money that's coming from us, but how much of the taxes in the township that you want to live in? How much are they going to be every month? How much, you know, what policy were you able to get through the insurance company? Did you use did you bundle with your auto insurance company? Did you go to some random company? All right, what is their policy amount that they're going to charge you every year? Yeah. Now we take those, we calculate those down to a monthly amount, and we add that all together. Now, another feature that is absolutely mandated as well. The word insurance. You guys are, you know, dealing in this industry, you're going to hear the word insurance from a guy like me on a regular basis. Yeah. Because there's 2 different types, or 3 different types, 4 different types of insurance where it's all about coverage, right? Yeah. You know, that's what insurance is. It's about coverage. Yeah. So you have coverage on the house itself, the structure, the wood, the paint, the brick. That's homeowners insurance. You also have what's called mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is an insurance company that is going to cover the money you're about to borrow from the bank to make sure that if anything happens, they're still the bank's still going to get their money. Mm-hmm. So now you're taking out an insurance policy not only on the house itself, the physical house, but you're taking out an insurance policy on the loan that you're borrowing. Yeah. Right? So when you add those things together, because that is mortgage insurance comes into play when a person buys a house and they're using anything less than 20% down. Yeah. Some people actually have enough funds where they can put the whole 20%, or in this case, we're sticking with $100,000. That would be $20,000, right? Yeah. If you don't have $20,000 to put down, but you have a 650 credit score, you've been at your job for 5 years, you have the $25,000 in reserves, you know, in essence, there's ways around that where they will now put that insurance policy on the loan itself. So now we add those 4 things together. The loan for the money, the property taxes, the homeowner's insurance, and the mortgage insurance. God forbid, one more thing which may add on to the stress. And this is why I understand some people get stressed out. But please don't be. Yeah. Don't be stressed, right? Yeah. Let's say you live in a condo. Uh-oh. Now you got what? Condo fees. You got the HOA fees, right?
Yeah.
That goes added to that, right? So now we're looking at loan payment, property taxes, homeowners insurance, mortgage insurance, and the HOA dues. Yeah. Right? You add all of those things together, we have to make sure that whatever that payment is no more than, at the absolute worst, 60% of your monthly income. Right? Mm-hmm. So, and that's for certain programs. That doesn't apply to every program, but there are programs that'll let you go up to 60% of your income to be used for this house. And that still leaves you 40% to buy food, car payments, credit card payments, whatever else, your recreational. Yeah. But the standard is usually between 40 and 60. The lower, meaning the more income you have compared to this payment, the better. Yeah. Once they start looking neck and neck, all right, I only bring home $3,000 a month, but thanks to Lacarr and this $100,000 loan in this house, now I'm paying $1,500 back. Yeah. That's half my money for the month. Yeah. Once you get about there, now it's like, all right, how do we fix that? Do we either find you a smaller house, something that you can afford a little bit more, or do you need to get a better job? These are the things that come into play. But I'm here to help count and do all those numbers for you as a potential client, as a buyer, to help you walk you through that process.
I think some people shitting bricks right now.
Yo, buying a house is not. It's not as scary.
It's really not.
It's not as scary.
I think it's just a lot. I think the way you explained it to the extreme, and worst case scenarios and best case scenarios.
Yes.
Most people don't look at terms like that. They look at, can I get into this house?
Right.
Yeah, you get into.
And that's my job, though. That's my job. Is to give you the good and the bad, the pros and the cons. I have to, because if not, it's another sales pitch, right? Yeah. Salute to all of my realtor partners. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this for a reason, because a lot of people in this industry are selling you just for that. They're selling you to get the sale. They're selling you to earn the commission, right? So one of the biggest things that we were just talking about, grants. There are grants to help with all of these costs, right? So to be flat out, what does a person need to buy a house to be realistic? They need a credit score to be at least 580 or better. But we know that there's alternatives, but I'm going to stick with that 580. You need a 580 credit score or better. You need to have at least $10,000 in the bank. You need to be working at your industry and your job for at least 2 years. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Those are, in a nutshell. Have a 620, have a 580 credit score, be at your job 2 years or more, and have $10,000 saved up in the bank.
That's it.
You do those three things.
Heard it here first.
Do those three things right there, and we can work with you and work something out. 580 credit score, be at the job for at least 2 years or more, and save up at least $10,000. Right. So there are programs that will help you though. One of the programs is through the state of New Jersey. It's called the NJHMFA Homeward Bound Grant or Program, which is the New Jersey Home of Mortgage Finance Agency, NJHMFA, right? New Jersey Home Mortgage Finance Agency. They have a $10,000 grant that they are giving to potential first-time home buyers, where that $10,000 can be used to cover those fees that we just talked about. Mm-hmm. It covers your down payment. It covers your closing fees, your recording fees, your third-party fees, right? Those third-party fees, I know that sounds real corporate.
Yeah.
What the third-party, what's that, is that the fine print? Is that what the, a third-party fee is someone with legal permission, like your county clerk or the person in your township. They have to legally record this new document that says you owe $100,000 to such and such.
Yeah.
And then they have a bunch of other documents that need to be publicly recorded and publicly stored so it can become public record, right?
Yeah.
Those people don't do that shit for free.
Yeah.
They don't. They don't do that shit for free.
Yeah.
They charge a fee for that. To publicly record your information, there's a fee for that. So that fee doesn't get taken care of by the mortgage person or the salesperson or the real estate person. That comes out of your pocket because it's now your house that they're publicly documenting that you are the owner of this house.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a standard fee. It doesn't change. It's a fee. Most times you're going to be required to have an appraisal done for your property. Yeah. They want to know how much the house is worth. You should want to know how much the house is worth. You're not just going to go by a person's word if they say, "Oh yeah, this house, it's really worth, $200,000, but I'm going to sell it to you. I'm going to say my favorite line. For you, you my man. For you, I'm going to do it for $100,000, but the house is worth $200,000 though. Yeah. But you my guys, I'm gonna do it for $100,000. Yeah. No. You need someone to go in, do an inspection, and see if there's any damage to the property, how long the property's actually been in existence. You know what I'm saying? Because people build new houses, and these developers and builders, they build all the time. Yeah. How long has your house been built up? Was it remodeled? Did they change anything? Did they add? Did they take something away? To the point of the paint. What kind of paint is on the house? Is it regular paint? Is it lead paint? Yeah. Is it something that could make you sick in the long? These things all get inspected and examined. So for those that are, once again, like you said, they're stressing and shit in bricks, you have to understand, it's not to scare you. It's actually for your benefit. It's to protect you, to make sure that you're aware of what you're about to get into.
Yeah, so I guess I got one more question for you before we get out of here. Sure. Before we get out of here, when is your next card? I know it's kind of switched the subject real fast, but I forgot to ask you that. When is your next
card? For the gauntlet, we are actually, we're in the process of trying to start booking artists. Yeah. I'm looking at September, right? I personally would like to throw a card in September. We just did a card in May, the end of May, right before Memorial Day. That was the Concrete Jungle. Yeah. Salute to everybody that came out to the Concrete Jungle. Salute to the artists that were there. We had some, it was first time jitters, first event back. It was an issue. But we, took care of all of that. Salute to my venue over at Miss Sealy Blues over in Turnersville. Fantastic venue. Salute to the guys that actually did show up and perform. So it was dope. Now that we got those first battle jitters out of the way, I want to do something that matches, with the other platforms in the area. Mm-hmm. So we're looking at September. Of course, as we were talking about with the level of respect that we all have, it's a matter of trying to check in with the other league owners and make sure that we're not stepping on each other's toes or double booking. Or I personally don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to book a battle or an event knowing that SIGU's going to have an event either the following weekend or the weekend before. I would much rather, and keeping it all the way funky, fuck you niggas. I like going to SIGU events, so I want to be able to go to a SIGU event and enjoy myself instead of throwing a battle the same night that SIGU has a battle.
Yeah,
or the same weekend. And I would rather not do that. I would rather properly plan it so that I can enjoy myself at that SIGU event, and then vice versa. Everybody can come and enjoy themselves at ours.
So you basically pushing for September.
Yeah, I'm looking at September. Yeah. If possibly August. August would be the earliest that I would do something. But once again, following that SIGU timeline, I know that there's milestone events that happen certain times of the year. So in August, we talking SummerSlam. Like
it's 28th, August 28th.
All right, there you go. Like I wouldn't want to book anything in August knowing that SummerSlam is coming. Like I want to be there for SummerSlam, and I know that that's going to be a very packed card. That one's going to be fire. You know what I'm saying? This guy. Yo, Cherry Hill Lee. This guy's great.
Well, anyway,
what up, Lee?
It was good to have you, man. This is a very, very, very good blog, man. Very good. I mean,
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, very good. Very good, open and honest discussion. Also, too, very informative. I think a lot of people could take what you said about the getting the house and thing. You know. What I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, we can always chop it up on both levels, right? So for anybody that wants to find me, social medias, I'm on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? I'm on Facebook as my government, Lacarr Hamilton, or it should be facebook.com/aimhighdreamer. For my Instagram is actually my business related Instagram, which is My Mortgage Maverick. That's my website as well, mymortgagemaverick.com. All, spelled regular. There's no funny letters. There's no missing letters. Yeah. mymortgagemaverick.com. mymortgagemaverick.com. That's for my Instagram. Gauntlet also has its own Instagram as well. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us. We have 2 pages on Facebook as well as the Gauntlet Battle League. We also have a Gauntlet fans page on Facebook. We have an IG page. We have a YouTube channel. We have a Vimeo channel as well. That's where we post our battles, which is a very beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm very happy with that. So now we have 2 different streams to blast out the battles on our Vimeo channel, vimeo.com, as well as YouTube as well. So
you could just send me all the links.
Say no more.
And I'll put them all in the description.
Say no more.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody won't be able to forget anyway, because they'll all be in the description. So just send me all the links. I'll put all your links in there, and that'll be that.
True.
But man, good podcast, man. Thank you, man, for coming out, brother.
Appreciate it.
You know what I mean?
Definitely appreciate it.
I'll be getting on board them scary text messages. Alright, man.
Shout out to Ree. Shout out to Funeral too, man. Shout out to everybody over at Gauntlet as well. You know what I'm saying? Gauntlet Gear. Shout out to my guy, Johnson, Legacy Photography, OSR TV, all of that, man. See y'all. We gonna holler. Easy.